Hello, listeners, and welcome. 12-Sided Stories presents Otherworld London, an actual play RPG podcast that uses the 7th edition Call of Cthulhu system. We weave macabre, Gaslight-era tales of terror and suspense for your listening enjoyment. Our games are story-driven and rules-light. Now, our keeper for Otherworld London, Wes Otis.
Okay, let's jump right into it and meet our players. Terry, why don't we start with you? You can introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Terrified, also known as Terry Gamble. You can't spell terrified without Terry. I play Alize Carew, shopkeeper. I have a fabulous antique shop. Getting out there trying to date. I'm not sure if it's going to be Benny, this very sweet boy with a stutter, or Satan. So we'll find out this episode.
Kelsey?
Hi, guys. I'm Kelsey Osborne, and I play Maggie Cooper. She is a lady of the evening who runs a cooperative, worker-owned brothel called the Rose Petal.
Just because I continually say it's her brothel. But so, and that upsets her because it doesn't play.
It's a co-op.
It's a co-op, does not play into the social.
Yeah, it's
the
important.
socialism that's important,
to me.
Maggie Koopa.
All signs point to me being Mac Beauvais, and I am playing Ethel Prendergast, who is a widow and someone who mystery and hardship seems to follow and may have gone a bit insane in the last episode. But I think...
Just a touch.
Understandably so, considering a brooch that they had sealed in iron has somehow reappeared and then burned a hole through the woman she was in charge of.
I am Michelle Otis, and I play Eugenia Penbottom of the Lancashire Penbottoms. And Eugenia is a dilettante, but she's a married woman. She's a little older, but she's still very naive about things.
She's so lovely. I love her so
as you
much.
can tell from our boisterous introductions, a lot happened in the last game.
No, nothing happened.
Nothing at all.
A lot of the beginnings of things.
Poor Rose had an untimely death due to a bad die roll. And
Rub it in, why don't you?
it was more burned than rubbed in. So, there was, I'm here all night, enjoy the veal. So you had a lovely date, and then later on, something knocked a book off of a bookshelf downstairs. Mm-hmm. It turned out to be a book called True Magic. Mm-hmm. So Alize went downstairs, found this book, and now there's somebody walking upstairs who happens to have hooves instead of feet, or either that or it's a Monty Python skit and someone's got coconuts. Agatha, Ethel's maid, had gone over to retrieve Alize. Alize, you were about to open the door. Mm-hmm. Agatha's standing next to you. It's pitch black.
Mm-hmm. We're clutching an umbrella and cane, respectively. Mm-hmm.
You open the door, and as you look through, you see an 8-foot-tall silhouette with what looks to be elk horns on the top of his head.
Oh.
Next to your bed.
Mm-hmm. He sounds hot.
And
into it.
He starts to walk towards you. Now, before we get to what you're going to do, I need you to make a sanity check.
Yeah.
I will roll for Agatha,
Ooh.
and I'm going to say that she has a 75.
Please don't ruin my maid.
I'm trying not to. Agatha's okay.
Oh, no, I'm so
Yeah,
scared.
she's seen enough weird shit in my house.
Yeah, probably right.
She's probably still shaken from what happened with Rose.
I'm okay as well. 40.
Yay.
All right. So you still take 1 point. That's just kind of a little bit of shock, but nothing major.
Why do I have to take a point if I'm under?
Because sometimes no matter how well you roll,
you take a point.
you're going to take a point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, you are,
But now my number's
Standing.
66, so that's fine.
Just so you know, all of this talk of Satan is how bad B movies start. We're in a dark room.
Oh,
we have
yeah.
the candlelights. So anyway, so this thing starts walking towards you slow and deliberately. Every time the hoof hits the ground, the wood floor kind of shakes and creaks. What do?
Something inside me feels very excited. And scared, but more excited than scared, so I'm not sure what to do with my body. So
Miss, should we run?
I don't think we can outrun it, dear.
Should we give it a try?
Slowly lower. I don't think arcane and umbrella are going to work. But yes, if you can move your feet, then I'll try to move my feet.
Okay, so she grabs onto your arm and you guys start to go down the stairs. I want you to roll against your dex because you're going backwards downstairs. You want to get under your dex because it's just a normal.
My dex is not good. Oh no.
Okay, Agatha's okay.
Oh no.
I trained her well.
Yeah, nimble maid.
Oh no.
Hell yeah.
Well, when you have to carry
Yeah.
stuff all the time.
Right? That makes sense. That checks out.
Yes.
It's not good.
Okay, what'd you get?
I got a 97.
Join me in bad dice rolls.
And my dex is 50. So let's talk about that.
Got a little stumbly.
I did find him strangely attractive.
Yeah,
so-
that'll knock anybody off their feet.
Well, you know, the antlers, they grow out during the mating season.
Right,
So I'm
right.
sure there's a lot of pheromones.
He smells good.
Blame it on the pheromones.
Those antlers make him look hot.
Yeah, like,
This
Like
suddenly turned into
hellfire
a
hot.
really bizarre romance novel.
What's bizarre about it?
yeah.
It's like, this feels very much like my reading this. Anyway. And scene.
Okay. So
yes.
you fall backwards down the stairs.
I am now bruised up like my friend probably.
And
Damn it, she's such a good maid.
okay, you take 1 point of hit points. You just take 1 point of damage. So you're bruised up, but nothing major. Agatha, miss, are you okay? And she runs down, and you hear him coming down the stairs very slowly towards you, and you're dazed. She's looking over you. Your eyes have adjusted at this point, and you're looking past her, and this thing with these antlers, it looks like a human face, but with these very, I want to say, elk-like kind of angles on the cheekbones and everything, looks over her shoulder at you and blinks, and you see that it's got these big black eyes. And then
Calm down there.
Eyes you could get lost in.
it stands up, and then it puts its hand out and picks you up, and then it just walks like out the front door and disappears. Whoa. Ma'am, what was that? What was that thing? It looked like some kind of deer or something.
I don't know,
Well,
but
it's been
I found it strangely attractive.
I'll keep that to myself, ma'am.
Please do.
I
I would
know
be devastated if the other women knew what I felt about.
Speaking of, well, you're not married, right?
What do you? What exactly? What are you getting at exactly?
Well,
no.
it's understandable. Later, a lady in her later years who hasn't been married.
I have a particular taste, I guess.
Well, I'll be discreet. I've been called to take you to Miss Pendergrass.
Oh yes. Is she all right? Or is it Rose?
It's Rose.
It's Miss Byrne.
Yes.
Straight away, we should go.
Okay.
We are going to have to talk with Miss Pendergast about what we just saw. I do believe.
Yes, just leave out some of the
Yes, all right. I'll leave out some of those details, I understand.
Yes.
It's not becoming of a lady of my stature, I understand, but still, I am shook. Shooken. Shaken.
But wait, I want to know about your hot encounter, damn it.
If there's anybody who wants to know the details.
In confidence, maybe. We'll see. But we'll see, Agatha. But I do appreciate your discretion and your concern. Let's go.
All right, so you guys show up. She walks through the door. You guys obviously take it from here.
Miss Carew, you do seem to also be a bit bruised.
Yes, what happened to you?
I was about to ask you the same thing.
Agatha came and got me straight away and told me that it was something with Miss Byrne, but you look like you have gone through a
Yes,
how is Rose? Is she all right?
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to save her.
I'm sorry. So she's just resting. Is what you? What do you mean?
No, dear. We were having dinner.
Yes.
And something seemed wrong on her chest, and it seemed like something was burning. And it appeared that the brooch had returned somehow and was boring into her chest.
Oh dear, no.
And I honestly cannot recall what happened after that, as I
Oh no.
fell into unconsciousness. And
Agatha, did you see anything? Do you know?
I was in the kitchen when I heard a lady fall on the ground, and I came out, and she had passed out, and Rose was gasping, and I ran over to Rose, and or Miss Byrne, sorry, and
I understand you're not wanting to use the name, considering.
yes, the brooch burnt through, and she died very quickly.
I do believe we should investigate where the brooch, we put it in iron, which I do believe was your
Yes,
suggestion,
yes.
but it appears it was not strong enough, so we should probably investigate, and perhaps we should alert a couple of the other society women.
Have we opened Pandora's box with all of our searching?
I think that Pandora's box was already quite open by the time that we came on everything.
Well, I am terrified, and I feel that things are circling around us.
Now you need to tell me exactly why are you so bruised up, similar to myself.
Agatha's been so kind, and her discretion is very much appreciated, but I have to tell you, there was a creature that came to see us, or see me, and Agatha, we saw a thing. It's not quite a man, not quite it had antlers, it was broad-chested, it was, dark eyes, it was a beast of a thing.
Was it corporeal?
It had hooves.
I hope so.
It had hooves. So, okay, let me go back to the beginning. So I was getting ready to go to bed in my night clothes. I had just heard a sound downstairs in my shop. I went downstairs because I heard a great clatter of a thunk of a thing. I went and I found a book that had been knocked off the shelf. True Magic with a K.
Was this a book that had previously been on the shelf?
Yes, I know my shop quite well.
Well, given the strange goings-on, I wanted to make sure it was not also a mysterious tome of which you did not have in your shop.
I am not 100% sure.
Why don't you give me an idea roll? That's against your intelligence.
84, and my
You,
intelligence is 70, yes.
Okay, so 84, and you've got 79. Yeah,
So-
you're not sure. You're unclear on whether or not it was there or not.
I'm not 100% sure. I typically know everything in my shop, but there's something strange happening to me.
And you said it had hooves and antlers, not just horns, but antlers.
That's look like an elk, like its features on its face We're not quite man, but not quite animal. There's something. Yes, it was not quite man, not quite animal. Something. I have to confess, Agatha, I cannot.
Ma'am, I don't think that's a good idea.
I think Miss Prendergast might understand. I don't.
Would you please just stop trying to be delicate about the situation that is already
I've been alone a long
indelicate?
time, and there's something inside me that is not stirred like that ever.
My dear,
I saw him, and I felt something inside me that sang.
My dear, there is any number of creatures out there that have supernatural powers that could have accompanied and preyed perhaps on your, how do I put it?
You're saying he finds it a weakness maybe. He went in and he tried to make himself attractive to me. And
ladies.
I feel,
A bit of desperation, perhaps.
Ladies.
but I had a very nice date.
Yes, Agatha.
But I had just such a very nice date with Betty.
Maybe some spirits to calm our nerves a little. Would you?
Yes, would you please get some of the whiskey
Yes,
for me?
yes.
And I'm gonna rack my brain on whether or not this creature seems similar to anything I might have read about.
Yes, please.
Absolutely, ma'am. I'll go get some.
I can't think quite clearly about it enough to really
Okay.
think if I've looked at it before.
All right. So you guys drink a little bit. You calm down a little bit. Give me a occult roll, and you'll want to do. This is going to be hard. It's a hard roll. So if you look on your character sheet for your skill,
Yes.
you'll see the hard is the half of your normal skill.
Sure.
So you want to roll under that.
All right, big bucks, no whammies. This is gonna suck. Nope, I rolled equal to my normal.
All right. So now
Dang, so
here's your
hard.
choice, because this is a skill roll.
Sure.
You can push your roll, and if you fail, something bad might happen. But if you succeed, you succeed. Or you can wait until you can get to a library and, have a little bit more resources to help you.
The smart thing would be to wait.
Yes.
However, there has
fun
been
thing
a
to
lot
do.
of fuckery this evening, and whiskey has been drunk.
Okay.
And why not? I'm going to make another attempt, and
All right.
probably something horrible will happen because I'm rolling high, which normally would be good, but in this game it's
not so much.
Now.
So go ahead and roll against your.
RPG.
This is going to end badly, I'm calling it now. I got a 2.
The description that Alize gave you of this creature made you think of when you first got into town. You went to the British Museum and you came across this large, tapestry. And it was a newer tapestry from Ireland about Celtic beliefs. And one of the things was this large man with antlers that was this god of the hunt for the Celtic people. And every year he would start this hunt for they're called Sealies. They're the people that are kind of like supernatural from the other world. And they can move between our world and their world relatively easily. They're usually kings of the people. That's what you remember.
Now, Miss Carew, it took some racking of my brain, but I do believe that the creature in question, there's a tapestry at the British Museum featuring such a thing that is a god of the hunt, a Celtic creature.
That's where I've seen him before. I knew it looked familiar, and I couldn't quite place
And
it
does
in the moment.
seem to be hunting things that are of both worlds.
So it's on the hunt as well, like we are, maybe.
Perhaps, but it did leave you in peace. It did not. Obviously, is still here.
And no, it's not.
Please compose yourself.
I'm so sorry.
Didn't it help you up?
Yes, he did help me, and because I had fallen down the stairs, it did help me, and then it left me in quite peace.
But why come to your establishment and then
I think he gave me
help
this
you up?
book. I think he wanted us to look in this book. We brought it here. It's true magic. There are some spells here that I think are quite useful. Let's look through and maybe we can figure something out that could help us tonight. I feel like a lot of things are coming towards us and we're going to need to be armed like we've never been armed before.
Now, in this book, if we flip through, is it only text or are there images?
There are drawings, yes.
I would like to flip through and look for an image that is representative of this god.
Okay. You flick through it, and unfortunately, no, there's no images of that particular god.
Is there anything about protection or anything like
There's
that?
lots of different kinds of spells, summoning demons, summoning spirits, rituals on how to do those things. How would you feel about a book like this? I know that you're usually very interested in this kind of thing, so how is Ethel feeling?
Well, she's always searching for truth, and she believes that the occult and metaphysics hold truth. This would be of extreme interest to her, but she would also be skeptical because she's run into so much fraudulent stuff.
Yeah.
But because of what Alize has described to her, she would take it with maybe a little bit more seriousness than she might otherwise.
Right.
Miss Carew,
Yes, ma'am.
would you kindly stay the night here, and would you mind terribly if I had to look through this book?
I wouldn't. I am kind of terrified. As long as I don't have to stay in Rose's. I'm sorry.
No, we will have a separate room made up for you.
Okay. Yes.
I'll go and make the room now.
Thank you,
Agatha.
Agatha. And I would probably see her to bed, and then I myself would stay up reading over the book.
Okay. So here are the spells that you come across. There's some spell about summoning and binding a vampire.
Ooh.
But it's a bit garbled. Do you know Latin?
I do.
Okay, make a Latin roll for me.
God damn it.
You just have to make it normal. It's not.
Yeah, well, the way I've been rolling, I'm gonna be insane and locked into an asylum for rolling my dice. Okay, my Latin is at 30. That's a 66, so that's no.
Okay, so yeah, you're having.
Son of a bitch.
You know that it's about. It says vampire or vampire, but you can't figure out. You know that there's a spell. You could say the words and try to cast it if you wanted to find out.
You know, I think that I will continue to see what other spells are available in this book before I settle on this one.
All right.
I mean, much as I would love to find Alize a man, even if it's
An
undead one, just as long as the motherfucker doesn't sparkle.
Okay, so right now, here's the deal with this particular book. You're skimming. You're just looking at the stuff.
Sure.
To study it, it would take you a couple of months, like a few months to get through the whole thing to really understand it.
Mm-hmm.
You know that there's a few spells. You know that there's more stuff in here, but if you really want to dig down deep into it, you're going to have to take a lot of time to read through it. Then at the end of the studying, you will understand everything that's in it. On the mechanic side, you will have a sanity loss because you have studied this tome.
Cool. Can I do it as a studying montage?
You could,
Yes,
but we would
please.
have to. What we could do is say that if you wanted to study it, why the game is going on, you're studying it, and then when we hit the 26 weeks, I'll say you're done, and then we'll see what happens from there.
Yes, please.
Okay, so you start really studying it. What that affords you is, maybe you can get past the Latin, maybe having a little extra time to kind of do what you need to do. All right, so Alize, the night goes by. Mm-hmm. You have unsettling dreams, both enjoyable and not enjoyable.
Yep.
And you guys wake up and you have breakfast. What is the plan? I'm going to go around. You guys are together, so we'll start with Alize and Ethel. and figure out what your plan is for the day. It's Monday, then we'll go to the other two.
So, having breakfast and probably studying the book, probably not even looking up, and I do believe we should see if we can get the other ladies here. I do believe that Miss Penbottom and Miss Cooper seemed the most interested and stout-hearted of our society.
I do agree with you. I do also need to check on the shop as well, too, today at some point. It should be open, but I'm a little bit nervous to go back, but I feel safe, maybe. It
would probably be better with more of us.
Yes.
Agatha, would you kindly go and round up the other ladies?
Yes, ma'am. Miss Cooper is in a relatively bad area. May I send somebody that's maybe more masculine to pick her up?
Yes, if you can engage the services of a messenger, I think that would be acceptable.
I apologize. I just not feel comfortable in that
No
area.
need to apologize. It is a interesting part of town.
All right. So now you're not opening your shop. You're not going back to your shop.
I really
just
want
to clarify.
but right now I think it's more important that we get together. Someone has died.
Yeah.
And I'm a little nervous to go back, and I would love everyone to go with me. I mean, I left the "we'll be back" sign,
Okay.
That's
In the middle as you're running
Have to be
away.
back eventually if you left the be back soon sign.
Dear man attack, be back in 5.
Yeah.
So a messenger comes by and tells you that you're, would you please come? So yeah, you get the message to come to her house. Agatha comes over, knocks on the door, and Godfrey comes in and goes, there's a young lady here, says that she's been sent to fetch you for some sort of meeting for your society. Would you like to speak with her?
Oh, why, yes. I'll be down momentarily.
All right, so you go downstairs and she tells you, would you be willing to come over and meet with the other ladies? At this point, she hasn't told you about Rose. She won't do that. That's
why she's getting a raise.
Yeah. She keeps a lot of things quiet.
That's why that raise is immediately going away.
Oh, so anyway, is there anything you want to do before you head out?
I would just go and let my husband know that I'm leaving. I love you too, dear.
Okay.
I love them.
Yeah, I do. It's a lot of fun. So you guys are meeting at your place, Ethel?
Yes.
Okay, so everyone shows up. Do you get anyone else besides these 4?
No, they're trash.
You guys get together and go ahead.
Ladies, I'm very glad that you are able to join me. Unfortunately, I do have some dire news of which Miss Carew is already aware. Our dear Rose passed in the night.
Oh, my.
Well,
What?
well, that's awfully confusing.
Well, I would say so. It
Why is
seems that the brooch that we sealed in iron is somehow reappeared on her person and burned a hole right through her chest.
Oh, my goodness. Well, the reason I say it's confusing is because I saw her last night.
What? At what time?
I beg your pardon?
Wait.
She came to my house. She didn't have much to say. Seemed like she was trying to speak, and I didn't know if she just had a hoarse voice. I offered her some tea.
What time was she there?
Oh, it was in the evening.
I don't mean to be, but were her feet on the ground?
Really, I didn't notice. I don't think to look for those sorts of things.
My dear, I'm
I mean-
pretty sure you offered tea to a non-corporeal being.
Well, I mean,
She said she would have liked it. She nodded. I'm very confused.
All right. Speaking of people who don't have their feet all the way on the ground, last night I saw a woman, at least, like, I think it was a woman, sort of like glowing or something, and she was going down the street, and I mean, I don't really know how to say it, but she like enveloped one of the girls from like across the street, and she just like fell down dead right there in the street, and Craigie just left her there.
Oh,
the pig.
my goodness.
So we have a friend die. You saw her ghost. You witnessed a murder from something that could be
A ghost?
a ghost as well. And I was visited by a creature.
Oh wait, what a creature?
A creature?
What creature?
With hooves and antlers. And he, I believe, left a magic book that Miss Pendergast has been reading over the evening. Lots has happened, ladies, and I am terrified.
But it seems impossible that these many things would be happening without there being some sort of connection, but it baffles me what that connection might be.
All right, ladies, who else needs a drink?
Agatha, would you fetch the
I'm
whiskey
already
bottle
on it.
again?
Oh, well, I could never. I make it a double.
That's my girl.
And do fill out an order form to acquire more from the States, if you would.
I will. Yeah, there's a lot to make decisions on. You guys have got, as far as you can tell, because the apparition that Maggie is talking about is not the same apparition that you, Eugenia, have seen, and definitely not the same as what Alize and Agatha saw. So I guess the question for you now as players is, what's your next move? What do you guys want to do?
I would personally like to go back to Rose's home and see what might have been of that brooch. Because that's where this all really seemed to start.
Was the
Yes.
brooch on Rose's body?
As far as I could tell, and then it was in her body.
Oh my god.
Dreadful.
What of that ring? Right? There was like there was like
yes.
a companion piece or something.
Everything seems to have seems to have a double. Remember, there was a good ghost and a not so good version of the ghost, and there seems to be a good ring and a bad brooch, and everything seems to come in a pair.
Well, then your creature.
Except I'm not in a pair. I mean, there seems to be things that come in pairs. Yes. And then the creature, yes.
Maggie is giving Alize such a look right now. Such a knowing look.
There's something about the creature. Yes, we should definitely check Rose's place, but we do need to go by the shop and just see if maybe the creature comes back.
Well, and
something.
Rose's husband was normally not a rude or violent man, and yet his ghost was terrifying.
He was trying to kill her.
Yes, so
I feel like it was an
wonder-
impersonation of a ghost. You know? It was a ghost
I think you
that
might
is
be
chosen
right.
to come back as a certain person that is not who they were before.
Some sort of fraud.
A fraudulent ghost. Yes.
A demon, perhaps.
Yes.
Tricksters.
Well, let us not dawdle here. Finish your drinks and let's be off.
Bottoms up.
I'm done.
Oh.
Oh, well, I have another. Just joking.
Not really. So you guys are going to the shop first?
We're going
to
Rose's first. Okay, just to clarify. All right, so you guys head across town and you get to Rose's. And you usually would be greeted by her maid, but the door is shut, and when you knock and you stand there for a little while, nothing happens.
Real quick, out of
Yes.
character. Was the constable outside of Ethel's place?
Yeah, overnight?
Yes.
Yes.
And was he there in the morning when we're leaving?
Yes.
Does he make a move to follow us at all?
No. When you leave, he asks you if you would like any more services. He says, I think that everything's okay here, and if we need to ask you any more questions, he will.
Okay, I would thank and dismiss him. I just want to make sure that we're not being
Followed by the constable? No, you're not. So when you get to the door, you knock, and there's no answer.
I mean, I don't want to be crass or anything, but, like, she is dead, so should we just go inside?
But would her servants already know?
That's what I'm wondering, is if the staff would already be aware, and perhaps we try around the back entrance, perhaps that she has a staff door.
I agree. Let's try.
Okay. So you guys go back to the back door and you knock. No answer.
Oh, this is ridiculous. I try the door.
Opens up.
I'm going in. Hello?
You get hit in the face with this horrible smell.
Oh, God, what is it?
Take out my handkerchief.
Oh, dear.
Pull up my little salts.
You hear the sound of wings beating together, like little insect wings.
Nope.
Oh, no,
Really
no,
quickly.
no.
I'm going in.
All right.
I'll follow you.
And mostly going to make a line back towards I believe we were in the dining room where the seance was, and we hid the iron pot, in a
A cupboard.
a cupboard there.
Yeah.
All right. So
I have my knife out of my scabbard.
okay. So you two walk in. What are Alizé and Eugenia gonna do?
I'm cowering at the moment, but I'm trying to work up my bravery.
Okay.
We should really help too, shouldn't we?
Yes, take my hand, dear.
Okay.
I don't want to go in by myself.
Clutch each other's hands very tightly.
You guys go in behind these two.
Yeah.
So Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So you get into the kitchen, and there's this horrible smell of like fresh blood and just decay. And in the middle of the floor is Rose's maid, and her rib cage has been ripped open.
Oh my!
And there's
God.
blood all over the kitchen.
Who could have done something like this?
And there's something moving in the chest cavity. You see a tiny hand grab the side of the rib cage.
What?
And it kind of
How tiny?
No.
like this big.
No.
No.
About how big?
About that big.
About an inch and a half?
Yeah, inch and a half.
It's a real tiny, like, doll hand. I don't like
And
it.
then it's covered in blood, and it pulls itself out, and it's got these little wings on its
No.
back, and it looks at you all, and you can tell it's very full because its stomach is kind of distended, and
Wes.
it kind of laughs at you in a weird way, like this high pitched laugh, and then it just
I
disappears.
hate this thing so much.
It just disappears.
It disappears?
Yeah.
I have to see that and then it goes away?
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that either. I don't want it to stay, but I don't want it to go. I don't want to know it might pop up someplace else. Okay, cool. Back.
So
Oh dear.
first I need sanity checks.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
No.
That's what it sounds like. La la la. la.
Maggie does not make
When you
that
do
sound check.
when you do a sanity check,
Right.
is it against what your total sanity was or what your current sanity is?
Current sanity
Okay.
is. So it's a sliding bar.
Oh, I did not
Well,
make it.
no.
No, this is
No, no,
horrifying.
No, everybody.
I think Eugenia probably
I feel like I
loses
fainted.
her
Yeah.
breakfast.
Well, let's see how much you guys take.
Good thing we had those drinks before.
We'll start with you, okay? We'll start
Eugenia?
with Eugenia. You take 5. We'll get back to you.
Oof.
We'll go over to Ethel. Ethel, you take 4.
Cool.
All right, we'll go over to Maggie. Maggie, you took 6.
Yikes.
Okay.
Can I borrow?
Alizé,
Yeah, okay.
4. Okay, so those of you who take 4 are just really like stunned and shocked. You don't have to make a roll against your intelligence. Those who made over 5, please, or 5 or a 6, please roll against your intelligence. I mean, your intelligence. You do not want to make this.
What do we want to get, over or under?
Over.
Oh, good.
So you're okay.
I'm not.
All right.
I got a 98 and my intelligence is an 80, so I was like, oh gosh, please be.
Yeah, that means
Please be good.
that means you're not putting the pieces together on
Okay,
just
good.
how horrible all of this
Good.
is.
Okay.
Yeah, I know how horrible
You
it
are
is.
aware of
I'm very
what's
aware.
going on.
So I am going, instead of making a random roll to figure out what happens to you, you just
Faint.
Faint, of course. That's
because I
what
think
would
that
do.
works.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
best
yeah.
For you and your character. She just fled it. What do you guys want to do?
I'm still going to try and find.
Okay, you're going to search the house.
Yeah. Will somebody please make sure that Miss Penbottom is going to recover so
I
we
have
can
smelling
leave
salts
soon?
in my purse. I will see if I can revive her, and maybe I'll drag her to another room so she doesn't have to look at this dreadful. Oh,
Oh, my. All right. I will accompany you. You shouldn't go anywhere alone.
And Ethel's just going to go ahead and just march straight off.
Where it is. So when you get to the area where the place is a wreck. as Eugenia wakes up.
Oh, dear Lord.
it wasn't a dream. I'm sorry.
Oh, dear Lord.
Ethel, you go directly to where you had left it. The place looks like it's been ransacked, things overturned, and you get there, and sure enough, the iron pot has been opened and ripped apart. So
It's ripped apart. The iron is literally ripped apart?
No, just
Oh, okay.
what I mean is like thrown apart. I'm sorry.
Okay,
The-
I
the
just
thing
wanted to
we
make
tied.
sure,
Yeah,
because that's
no,
a big difference.
Different
Yeah.
type of creature.
Yeah.
So, like, it got untied and, like,
It got
strewn
untied
about.
and strewn about. The top of the pot is far away from where the pot was, and it looks. Give me a spot hidden roll.
Since I'm with her, can I make
Yeah,
a spot
you can
hidden
make
roll?
one too, definitely.
All right. Nope.
Oh, I got a
Dice, you're all on timeout.
68 above my 65. Can I push it?
If you want,
I mean, is it important?
Do
you
it.
push it.
I'll push it. Okay, 33.
All right,
Push it. Okay.
that's so funny. It's almost impossible not to do that.
I know, it really
I
is.
did it in my head.
So I didn't get the hard difficulty because that would have
No,
been a
just
32.
normal. Just a normal.
But I
you didn't
did.
need to get a hard.
I got a 33 under my 65 of spot
right,
hidden.
right. Okay, cool.
Spotted the hell out of that hidden.
So you're looking around and you notice that there is a handkerchief underneath the couch, and you go over and you pick it up. It's Mabel's.
Oh. Ladies? I think I may have found something. This handkerchief, it's Mabel's.
Now, was it something that she may have left here during a seance, or did she come back?
Well, I mean, I guess I don't know. It was
Well,
hidden, like really pushed under the sofa.
Why would she leave it? Shh.
We weren't
Handkerchief.
in the living room, were we?
No.
But why leave a handkerchief and shove it underneath a piece of furniture?
Someone trying to frame her. Or maybe someone has already visited her. We might have to go visit her too.
Oh, joy.
Oh, dear Lord.
Oh, do we have to? I suppose we do.
Let's leave everything as we found it and, I guess, go and pay a visit on Mabel.
All right. So you head across town and you go to Mabel's place, which is this huge estate. Like you said, she's got footmen and a whole army of servants. And you wait in parlor for her to come down, and she finally comes down and says, I am amazed to see you all here. I mean, usually we speak on Thursdays, and this isn't a day that we usually speak of. What can I do for you ladies? Can I help you?
I'm afraid there are some circumstances that have led us to appear on your doorstep at an unusual day. Are you aware that Rose passed in the night?
No, I was not.
And I'm gonna really stare at her because I'm trying to parse out if
Gauge
she's lying.
or not. Give me an intelligence roll.
Okay. Dice, are you ready to fail again? That'd be great. No. They've done the worst tonight. Actually, I rolled underneath my intelligence. I
Excellent.
got 34,
Okay.
60.
Yeah, she's holding back on you guys, definitely. Yeah. Well, that's unfortunate. Wasn't she staying at your place?
Yes, which I think everyone was aware of, including yourself, as you've just said.
Well, of course. You said you were taking her there. I mean, how did it happen?
It seems to have been via supernatural means, as far as we can tell.
Well, that's terrible.
Have you gone to check in on her at any point? Or her household staff?
No.
Are you, really, really sure?
I'm quite amazed you were even allowed in here with your... If I had known that you were a part...
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
We've had a very rough evening.
I'm having
And a very rough
evening
morning.
right now, and it's only half
your
day.
insolence towards another member of our society at the moment is not what we need.
Thank you.
I just need to let you know that people have died, not just Rose. I think there are multiple people who have died recently, and they all seem to be connected, and it all seems to be malicious.
Well...
We're going to need all hands on deck to figure out this problem.
I'm very, very happy that one date gave you a spine, girl.
Mabel?
Yes.
I would like to inform you that the authorities are involved at this point, and any omissions on your part of information you might have could come to light later.
Don't worry about me and the police. I'm sure I'll be fine. And I haven't done anything wrong. What are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting we are not getting the full story from you.
And why would you think that?
I'm sorry. I'm feeling a bit warm. I need something to wipe my forehead. Maggie, would you happen to have a handkerchief?
Oh, I actually happened to find a handkerchief.
Oh, you did?
I'm sure we could use it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's quite lovely.
It is. It's got some nice embroidery
That's
on
one
it,
of
doesn't
mine,
it?
isn't it? Where did you find that?
Where do you think I found it, Mabel?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you.
Maybe you run in more society circles together than you thought?
Well, men will do unfortunate things.
That is not what I was insinuating, ma'am.
What are you insinuating then?
I'm insinuating maybe you were someplace last night that you didn't want to tell us when we got here.
I grow tired of this conversation, ladies.
Where were you last night?
I don't believe I have to answer any of your questions.
I think we have a right to know as members of the same society and as people trying to solve this great mystery. Not great,
I
grave
tell you what,
mystery.
I will get in touch with my man at Scotland Yard, and I'll have them look into all of this, and I'm sure they'll figure out what happened.
They're not equipped for the type of thing that I think we're dealing with. They're only equipped for what is of this world. Whatever it is that's out there right now is not of this world.
Okay, do you have Intimidate at all?
Ooh, good question. Little bit. Very little.
Do you want to give it a try and try to force her to... Because right now she's giving
Sure, why
you-
not? Because she
She's
is
stonewalling.
much stronger than I am, sure. Well, didn't work because I got a 95.
Oh, no.
She goes, ladies, I would love to speak about this all day, but I am really busy. I have many things that I must do.
Can I roll a spot hidden just to see if there's anything
on her
incriminating on her person or in her foyer?
You can,
Please.
sure.
37 under my 40.
Okay.
Nice.
You look around. You're looking around the room, and at her, she's kind of holding one hand back, like she's not showing one hand. She goes, "Well, ladies, I'm sorry," and she's kind of gripping it a little bit. And she goes, "I'm sorry, but we can continue a conversation on the appropriate night for the society. And if we need another seance to make you all happy, we'll do one for Rose. And then we must get back to the more important work of contacting the real spirits that are out there. Now, I must say, good day to you." Good
And
day.
I say, "Oh, good day, Mabel," and I extend my right hand to her.
I'm sorry. I was sick recently, and I shouldn't touch another. She walks away.
Does she have any men servants?
She has
around.
Yeah, she has a whole bunch of people.
I would like to pick one who looks particularly susceptible to
you?
me
Yes,
personally.
okay.
And just start sort of like giving him eyes across the room.
Do you have persuade? You have
Prosy charm.
I have charm. Can I
Do
use
that.
charm?
Yeah, do that.
26 under my 60.
All right, so you are
That's
able to do that.
difficult.
Yeah, you're able to get his eye, and he's like, "Hey, how you doing?"
So as like Mabel storms away, I kind of want to see if I can like sneak into maybe like a hallway near where he is.
Yeah,
you know?
he'll do that. He's like, dun, 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 dun. Hi, girl.
Pretty lady.
Pretty lady.
So you've been
yes, ma'am.
working in this house for long?
Yeah, I have.
You must see a lot of interesting things, yeah?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
What about last night? Anything of anything exciting maybe happen?
My lady was not being honest with you for sure. She was.
No.
Yes.
Tell me, please. Oh, I just love gossip.
She left in the middle of the night after coming back quite agitated.
No.
She drank quite a lot. And then she left, and then the second time she came back, she had a bandage around her hand and
A bandage?
wouldn't speak to Reginald, her husband. You know.
What did she do to her hand?
I'm not sure. One of the maids helped her, but she won't speak with the footmen very often.
Oh, yeah.
I just saw.
She seems like one of those types.
So
listen.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're really cute, and
Thank you.
well,
I think you're attractive as well.
oh, thank you. If you can maybe think of anything interesting, like I said, I love juicy gossip. So come on down. I'm down in the East End, but you can also find me down at the Society. And if you hear any stories that you think might interest me, I'd love to hear them.
Yeah, he's your guy now.
My inside man.
Oh, yeah, pretty girl. So yeah, he'll totally do
Okay,
that.
perfect.
All right. So
What's that footman's name?
let's
Let's name him. Tommy.
Tommy the footman.
Tommy. All right.
That seems right.
Okay.
He's a footman.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Next
So
level.
you know what? Honestly, I think this is a really good place to stop.
Okay.
This is actually a good place to stop. Before we go, let's do the social media thing where we tell you where you can find us and follow along and learn more about the show and the wonderful people who are playing it. First, I am Wes Otis. You can find me at Plate Mail Games on Twitter and at my website. I, with Michelle, create sounds for gaming. So the stuff you hear on the podcast, you can actually also buy for your own games. And
Brilliant.
it's all great stuff. We will be back with the next installment. I am now going to pass it over to Terry Gamble.
Hi, I am Terry Gamble. That's my handle on Twitter, at I am Terry Gamble, with one R. And Little Terry Sunshine on Instagram. You can find me at terrygamble.com or www.terrygamble, whatever. terrygamble.com, that'll get you there. And you can also follow my horror podcast I produce called Horror Movie Survival Guide. Please follow it. It's super fun. Each week we talk about different horror movies from the past and some new ones every now and again. We're getting into some new ones now. But yeah.
Awesome.
It's fun.
Kelsey?
Hi guys, Kelsey Osborne. You can follow me on the socials at Kelsey Kelsem, KelseyKelsem.
Hi, I have been and will continue to be Mac Beauvais, and you can stalk me in your nightmares and also on social media as at Strange Like That. You can also find me over at the Disney Distilled podcast, where we drink a lot of alcohol and discuss Disney news.
Yes.
And I am Michelle Otis, and you can find me on Twitter at Michulu, that's Michulhu. And I am also the composer for Plate Mail Games. So if you like any of the music you hear on the show or any of the music at drivethroughrpg.com, then you can purchase some if you'd like. And that's it.
Thank you guys so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed this section of our story. I definitely had a lot of fun. Thank you guys. And we will see you next week.
I definitely enjoyed it.
A little too much, dear.
Have a good night or day or whatever time it is.
Whatever, because it's a podcast.
We'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.